Peace. What's up? This is Kenyatta, the Hip Hop Motivator. You have entered the Secret to Ballin Masterclass. Today we have very special guest. Actually, last week he's going to be in tune with us every time we do these classes. Very good friend of mine by the name of John Robinson, been an independent artist for many years. He was a part of the development and the movement of the MF Doom legacy. And he was in a group with his brother ID4 for many years as well, called Science of Life. They're also a part of that Lyricist Lounge movement. My guy has been an independent artist for, again, his whole career. He has learned how to live off of what he loves to do. And then we also have my partner, Al McCoy, who should be with us shortly. He is an accountant, been an accountant for a lot of major record labels for many years. And he's going to come and talk to us about balancing books and the right software to use if you want to keep up with everything you're doing, especially if you're an independent, and giving us really like a breakdown of what's different in comparison to being corporate and independent as far as books go. So I hope all of you had a great week so far. I know I have. I was on the Damon Dash class yesterday, Poppington University. It was really dope. We talked about a few different things. As you saw, we put up a new hip hop motivation video, basically kind of like in response to a lot of things been going on. Myself, I don't chime in any of that because that has nothing to do with me too much, but I know that Dame is very adamant and very, firm when it comes to expressing his feelings towards people that are coming at him on a day-to-day basis, which is all good. He has a right to do that. And, for me, it's actually dope because there's always some jewelry being laid out every time I'm with Dame. So, just like this class, it's always going to be something that we're going to learn from each individual within the class. Right now, I want to bring my boy, John Robinson, into the class. But before we do that, I want to ask, just put some on each of your minds about what have you accomplished so far since the new year has taken place? What things have you accomplished and what are you looking to accomplish as the year progresses? So we want to talk about that. We want to go into it. So my guy, Al McCoy, like I said, he'll be here shortly. If he's not already in the class, I don't see him so far, but I guess we'll see him soon. But we can bring up John now. Definitely. Let me get this out my way. Peace. What up, John?
What's happening? What's happening?
Man, everything's good, man. You in New York, I'm in LA. The perfect balance.
No doubt.
Right in the house. You know what I'm saying? How's the weather out there?
It's supposed to snow tonight.
Is that right? Well, it's raining heavy out here.
Word, yeah. It's supposed to snow. It's supposed to storm over the weekend. So.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I'm kind of like just in get these lentil soup together mode,
Yeah, definitely, man. You already know. Something warm for the night. Yeah, man. So how's your week been so far?
Yo, the week's been great. The week's been great, man. A lot of creative, productive vibes. I feel like as an independent, it's important to be multifaceted. It's important to know your way around different things, just like yourself. You're doing different things, but people might not know. A lot of times that's you behind the editing of the videos and chopping things up, especially more recent.
Yeah.
So that's multifaceted. Just to have that knowledge of posting things and keeping the fire lit by putting that content out to the people. Same thing with me. As an MC, I need to know a little bit about Photoshop and editing in that way. I need to know how to upload and develop my website. I need to know how to upload stuff to social media. I need to know there's things you need to know.
Yeah, so and that's where I'm at right now. Like, that's my next move is to learn Photoshop as well, because I think like everybody should really know how to create a flyer. Some form of
absolutely.
Yeah. So I need that next. Actually, I've been pretty thorough on Final Cut Pro, but the more I do it, the better I get. So you already know how it is. But that's what it is about being independent, man. You want to learn every angle of the business. You definitely want to learn every
And
angle.
some people don't. But that's the thing. Some people don't think it's important, but then you realize, if there's that person or that outsource company that you were using that no longer provides that service anymore, or their service isn't good, it's hurting your business. It's hurting your brand.
Yeah,
So eventually I
absolutely.
feel like, it's important not to say do it all yourself, but know how
Yeah,
to get it done, and kind of know how your business flows, what it takes to make your business flow, and what are the different parts to make it work. Can you at
right.
least operate or explain how it's done? That's important.
Exactly. So actually, at the end of the day, so you can't hire people, and you know exactly what you're looking for if you do hire someone to do a job for you. See, that's very important.
Absolutely.
Hella important.
Yeah, I feel like, think about it, as an independent business, like one of the more important aspects of even getting yourself out there is your look.
Yeah,
So if you can design your own visuals and produce your own content, you're in a good place. You know what I'm saying? A
absolutely.
lot of people spend thousands and thousands of dollars to get quality content and imagery to post and keep, people in tune with what they're doing. So if you have that in house, you're ahead of the game for sure.
Absolutely. I know. I remember when I first got the shop. Before I got the barbershop, I was cleaning up the salon. So because I had lost the cleaning crew when the guy that owned the building before me, he left. He had lost the cleaning crew. He had a situation with them. So I started cleaning the shop myself. And I did that really because I could have hired some people, but I wanted to actually see what it really takes to clean that salon, the amount of time it takes, and then what really needs to be done for it to look a certain way. And I did that for I would say about 4 months. And then I went ahead and I hired some people. It took a few people before I really found somebody I really wanted to stick with because I wanted the cleanup to be a certain way and have a certain feel to it. And so
No doubt.
that's why also, in connection with what you're saying, man, is highly, very important to actually do things yourself as much as you can. Learn the business, learn all the ins and outs of what you're doing in your lane. And then that way,
No
too,
doubt.
when it comes around to hiring people or getting people involved, you know what to look for. You know what you're asking for.
Yeah, yo. And, and also understand, respect the process. There's
Yes.
no easy steps to greatness. Like, we're still on this journey. Like, there's a
Yeah.
lot of people who are probably looking now like, who's this John Robinson guy? But they don't know that we go back on
Right.
this journey 15 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Hip Hop
Yeah.
Motivation was an idea 15 years ago, and now it's manifested in real life
Absolutely.
all over the globe as a real respected global brand. But it took years to build, and it's
Yeah.
still building,
Right.
you know?
Right. Absolutely. And I remember like when I was telling you about the idea itself, and like anything in the universe, everything starts with the spark of an idea. But a lot of
Absolutely.
people abort the idea itself because an idea is a seed that's being implanted into the subconscious mind. And so
Yeah, man.
a lot of us abort that seed before it even before it germinates, before it grows within the womb of consciousness. And so a lot of you out there listening today, I want you to know that it takes time. Anything takes time. It has to grow. It has to germinate. You have to go through the process. It's like the same way we were born, came through our mother's womb is the same process in business. It takes time. You have to go through different trimesters. And then there will be the ups and downs and the pains and certain things you feel the kicks and the pains of the process. But at the end of the
Absolutely.
day, once you give birth to what it is you really love to do, it is the most beautifulest thing in the world, in the words of Keith Murray. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Word.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I see like the class is we're doing very well. There's a lot of people involved, a lot of people here. We're still waiting on my boy Al McCoy. But in the meantime, why don't we get into the Amina video? If David has, I see it's not Chris today, it's David.
Yeah.
What's up, David?
And yeah,
We
this
see
video is actually directly inspired by The Secret to Ballin film. If you haven't seen the film already, support the movement. Watch the film because you got some of the thought leaders of the music industry, the film industry, spiritual world, just giving jewels, dropping
yeah,
jewelry for free,
yeah.
or you can rent it for $3.99. But check it out. Amina, peace
This
to
is
Hip
Amina.
Hop Motivation. The Secret to Ballin.
queen named Amina. Mad perseverance, looking through the rear view of a negative experience. This woman had dreams, your vision was unique. She had to make a choice to truly fit the whole mistake. P. Amina's on a game doing research, strategic planning out of moves to hit the ground feet first. Sees birds, great ideas, feed visions, hip hop motivation. Take heed to the lessons. Blessings to all out there who got passion. Stay strong, y'all. Great things come to those imagining beyond what they see on in the moment. Obstacles overcomes, the past staying on it. Ancient information, filling up with knowledge. Hard work pays off, foundation rally. She got this, watch it, unfold slow. She want them in the plans, making sure it all grows. Amina was life, Amina was real, Amina was focused, Amina is ill.
Yo, we back. Yeah, I don't know what happened. But David, Al said he is in the building, definitely. So let's see if we can get him on. Let me see if I can see him myself. See my boy K Double. K Double is the designer of this beautiful logo that you see us rocking with, the Hip Hop Motivation logo. That is definitely my brother from another mother. One of the dopest graphic artists ever. You know, if you need work, he is definitely on deck. I think Al is on board, but we're about to see. So Al is connecting. So, okay, I see it. So, thank you. So, excuse the sirens. I got the window open, getting a little air. But let's see.
Sounds of Los Angeles.
The sounds of Los Angeles. Actually, you know what's crazy is like over here in this area, you know, it used to be pretty terrible, but now they did a gang injunction. They got a lot of, they cleaned it up. They got that stadium coming, so and it's almost finished. You know what I'm saying? Where the Rams are gonna play. It's crazy too. It's bananas.
Wow.
So we're still waiting on Al, but in the meantime, but back to what you were saying about, you know, knowing who to hire. How do you feel? Because I know my feelings on hiring family, you know, now that my children are getting older and they're, you know, I want them to be involved in the business 100%, as much as they will be. They don't have to do it, but I want them involved. So, you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, putting your kids to work within your business and giving them that real deal experience that they need to learn how to run something on their own and bust a few moves if you need those moves done is very important. Al is still connected. It's crazy. So what do you feel about family being involved in business, John?
I feel like when it works, it works. You know, okay. I don't have lots of family directly involved in my business, mainly due to, I feel like from an adult perspective, I want you to have general interest in working with me and, you know, general interest in the flow of my world of independent hip hop, etc. But from a young person's perspective, I think it's dope to get young family involved just to give them that experience. But also there's so many teachable moments in dealing with business and entrepreneurialism that relate to life skills as a young person coming into society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from that perspective, that's really what I'm about now. I'm about teaching the young people in my family now about, I have a 20-year catalog of nearly 500 songs, more vinyl releases than I could physically count. I want them to know about the publishing aspects of how to keep that going. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It looks like Al got here.
Yeah, we got Al on board. What's up, Al?
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, everything's good. Got my boy John Robinson in the middle, you see. And we brought you in. We brought you in today to talk a little bit about what you do and the benefits of accounting, keeping good books. You know, because a lot of people, we talk about independence, but if you don't know how to balance the books, it can actually be a disaster for you when it comes around the tax season. And so we want to talk to you about what it really takes to keep good books and some software that's available and what things to look out for and what to do. And what's the difference between the corporate accounting next to independent accounting. So introduce yourself, the class is listening. Everybody's here.
Oh, well, my name is Al McCoy, and I'm also an independent artist as well. doing the singing and then got into accounting and computer programming. It allowed me to be able to manage my own books and keep everything, copacetic in the sense of knowing where the money had been spent, knowing who got paid what. When I first started doing it on the accounting side, I really started using what I call spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, and I would create
Okay.
formulas and stuff. If I had 5 artists, and based on our contract, I would go and put their percentiles in, and I would, come up with some type of formulas. And so every time a paycheck came in or something for royalties and stuff, I just drop in a dollar amount and it'll spit out who's supposed to get paid what. And that was just
Whoa.
from that side of point when I first started off just from a spreadsheet. Most independents, I would tell you the key spreadsheets, the key invoices, all that, because you can use it for a tax write-off at the end of the year.
Nice.
If you're not keeping your invoice, I recommend this when you start off. As independents, we are not big corporations and so forth. And I would tell you to invest in a file cabinet. Um, get you some manila folders and put in there and label them, and everything that you pay for, make sure you have an invoice and just put it in alphabetical order. That way at the end of the year,
Right.
somebody say John Doe, you could go pull those invoices up and say, hey, this is what I paid John Doe. It makes it very
Mm-hmm.
easy. Another thing, Kenyatta talk little bit about softwares. One of the softwares, cheap man software, would be an Excel spreadsheet. You buy that for probably like $140, download it, or you can get QuickBooks. But QuickBooks, you get more into an extreme what we call general ledger codes. That's the accounting aspect of it. See, in the corporate world, when they say general ledger codes, it's just like us reading a book, and the book have words in it. But in accounting, we use numbers to figure out what it means. So if I was purchasing some supplies, I would probably put to a GL account 5656. When my
Okay.
accountants come around or my auditors come around, they say, give me everything for supplies. We'll run a report for 5656, and they'll say, this is all for supplies. But I would
Okay.
really recommend, when you're first starting off as an independent, file cabinet and Excel spreadsheet.
Okay.
Um, the next time I do come on board, I'm gonna have an example of it, what I
Yeah.
started to use and how to do formulas and so forth. And it keeps everything in alignment, in the sense
Absolutely.
of who you paid, how you paid it, what date you paid it on. That's the best way. QuickBooks, you get into more and spending probably like another $600-700, but then you got to bring somebody in to program the stuff for you and show you how to put the
Okay.
accounting codes and so forth, and how to pay out through QuickBooks and so forth.
Okay.
It's a lot of stuff that you can do. Basically, I'm just giving you just a little sample
The
of some of
beginning
the stuff that I
stages of
did
how
when I
to do it.
started. Yeah,
Right. Right. The
you
beginning
know,
stages.
yeah. For me, by trade, I'm more of a finance guy. I'm not a corporate accountant or anything, but I know that side of how you how you can manage your books and be successful at the end of the year when you get ready to do your taxes. I remember one time I didn't do that, and I could have gotten more money back on my taxes, but I ended up paying more because I didn't have an alignment of everything I was spending. One thing that I would say critical, if you're not going to get a file cabinet and you don't start using Excel spreadsheet, get you one debit or credit card and just use that for your independent expenses. And that way
Okay.
you can use your whole statements for the year to go to your tax guy and say, hey, this is what I spend. I want to use this as a write-off.
Keeping it simple. A simple
Yeah,
way of
keep it
doing it.
very
Yeah.
simple. Yeah.
Right. Right. So let me ask you a question. Being an independent artist, because of course, I know I've been knowing you for many, many years. How is the success of you selling music online been, and how have you been able to grab people to grab your following? What do you use for your fan base?
A lot of effort of stand up at the computer and fall asleep at the computer. Meaning
Yeah.
that, just really just being out there, just, communicating with my fans, and just knowing that, tell them how I support them. I mean, when I first started off, I started off with probably like 2,000 fans on Facebook. Now I'm almost at 130,000 fans right now,
Okay.
which is a lot for an independent artist,
Yes.
especially just doing the due diligence. and letting your fans know that you appreciate what they're doing for you, and just communicate. I think the best thing for me is being online and being an effective communicator and just showing appreciation. I mean, I went from selling probably 5,000 to almost 100,000 units uh,
Whoa.
my
Wow.
music, and that what made me say, oh wow, I got to get into this accounting aspect of it, because now I'm trying to pay people, and I don't forget, and it's not in my mind that, oh, what was the percentage I gave you for that contract, you know, or how
Mm.
much I'm supposed to pay this artist, or how many points I'm supposed to give this artist. I don't have to keep that in my
Right.
mind anymore, because it's all on my spreadsheet.
Yeah.
So
That's
being
dope.
an
Yeah.
independent artist, Facebook has helped me out a lot. I mean, I was the MySpace king when it came around, and then I got into the
Yeah.
Facebook. Reverb Nation helps me out a lot, and I'm doing a lot of advertising. One thing I tell all independent artists: make sure that you get not a personal page. Who cares about a personal page on Facebook? An artist page on Facebook where you can do advertising. And you don't have to spend no more than 15 bucks. Once you start getting the fan base, I only have 120,000 fans, but when I advertise, it gets those fans plus their fans, which can contribute to almost a
Right.
million to 2 million different peoples that you could come in contact with.
Wow. Yeah, because I remember you told me you had a fan base over in India.
Yeah,
Somewhere
a
like
lot,
yeah.
and it reaches
That's
out.
what you use to do that? Is
Yeah,
that what you
I
did to
use I
get that
use
fan base?
Facebook to do that. Yes, I have a lot of international fans, and they're buying my music. And being as independent and not having that drive like major record companies, India wouldn't even know anything about me. But now they
Mm.
do, and now it's become to the point they are one of my biggest buyers of my music right now.
Wow. And you've never
And
even
right
been
now
to,
we have,
have you been over there yet?
yeah, I've been over to India twice. Yeah, but I didn't know what
Okay,
I know
so
now, because
right.
I didn't
But
know
that
what I
didn't
know
have anything
now.
to
If
do
I
with
did, I would have been
your sales.
selling it when I was over there. Go ahead.
Did that have anything to do with your sales? Did you go over there to promote, or was that just for business?
That was just for business. It was for
Okay.
business. But it just happened out of the blue. I started promoting. First, I started with $5, $10 because I was trying to get my fan base stuff. So I just started saying, you know what, I want to go universal, because most people in their mind independent, they want to just get where they stay. What state they stay in. No, you want to go
Right.
universal. You want to get everybody who you can get. And what I
Yeah.
did, I put pictures up there that was appealing, that draw people to my music. Because a lot of times
Yeah.
people not gonna come to your page for the music, but if they see a picture or something that's appealing, it don't even have to be your picture, just be a picture that draws them to you. Once you
Something
gravitate
that
them,
drove
now it's
people.
your responsibility to keep them there.
Wow. So do you feel like the international fan base is more loyal than the American fan base? And that's
Yes,
a
it
question
is.
for you too, John. That's a question for you as
Yes, it
well,
is.
John. You feel like that as well, John?
Yeah, I feel like usually it is mainly because it's not a normal thing for them. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? It's not the norm. So when you're coming from someplace in the US channeling out to, the other side, whether it's throughout Europe or other continents, you're the exclusive. You're the other thing. And then also with music, I feel like so much forward thinking popular culture comes from this side that people want to engage with it. They feel like they want to be in the new wave of what's happening on this side of the world. So there's a lot of influence that comes from here. But the beautiful thing is it's been going on for so long. There's a lot of people in other places who are driving the car now. I'm hearing a lot about K-pop and how that's like the new biggest genre of music, you know what I'm saying, in the world in terms Korean pop music. You know what I'm saying? Supposedly it's huge. I've been hearing about this lately and a lot of articles just reading about like trends in digital music, because
Right.
digital music, like Al was saying, I feel like if you're not in touch with your fan base online right now, you're losing because you can't be everywhere at the same time physically, but you could push buttons from your computer and reach,
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of
All over
thousands.
Yes,
the
you
world.
can.
You
Yes,
know
we
what I'm
can.
saying? So yeah, it's like I'm winning. There's a lot of people who still stuck in that analog mode of, yo, when I got my event, I want to go flyer to flyer. I'm like, dude, in those 2 hours that you spent going flyer to flyer, maybe touching 100 people if you're lucky, I've touched thousands upon thousands of people, you know, with that same information. And also, like Al said, you could cater your audience on these different promotions on Facebook and Instagram. You could literally say what demographic, what areas you want to promote in, etc., and it targets that market. So yeah,
Absolutely.
those are things that you gotta, you know, check out. If you're out there now and you're frustrated about, yo, I post this on Instagram and this didn't happen, or I post on Facebook, not enough people saw it. You have to understand there's rules, there's algorithms to social media. And the first rule you have to understand is Facebook, who now owns Instagram, is an advertising company first. So to get the most out of it, they want you to pay. Facebook's an advertising company. Yeah, that's how they
Wow.
make their money, through ads. So when
Right.
they say boost this post and promote this post, now that's how they get their money. So now that's how you're able to maximize Facebook is to its fullest potential by buying into an ad. You know what I'm saying? And
Wow.
like Al said, you don't have to spend all of this money either. You know what I'm saying? You could
Right.
put a little on it and like feed your campaign. But I feel like, yeah, it's smart to use those tools, especially once you've built the following, you have an audience to direct the campaigns to, you know?
Definitely. Definitely. So
Yeah.
now what I want to talk about is like, because I don't know what happened now, but I think his connection dropped, so he'll be back in a minute.
Right.
Al left. Yeah, we'll get him back. But it's obviously it's not just about independence. Is not just music. You know, there's a lot of different things that can be done and sold and different services that we provide as individual, unique people. You know, like for instance, when I started in the hair game, I had came up with an idea to come up with my own product line, which is Bump Assassin. I'll show that to you, right? And so with this product, what I did was I found a chemist before I developed the product, and my chemist is out in San Diego, and he created a different 18 different products for me. And at the time, because I'm so impulsive when it comes to doing things, I want to do it now, and I try to do everything so fast and just zoom through everything. I learned a big valuable lesson by doing too much too soon. And it's crazy because it led me to understand that, you know, what you want to do is concentrate. You don't have to do so many different things at one time. Concentrate your forces, see what the people need, see what the people like, you know, and then do your own research with the people that you come in contact with. Because I had 18 different products. Would you believe only 3 of the main things out of the 18 really sold? And one of them was Bump Assassin. And so all the other products still sold, but not like Bump Assassin, not like I had a no lie relaxer I used to in my Agile Pro line. I had a conditioner everyone used to like, but nothing sold like Bump Assassin. And so from there, it let me know that, hey, I need to concentrate on Bump Assassin. Just put the concentration into that and keep developing the product line. Like right now, we're doing the skin, facial wash. We're doing some different things, lotion. And so saying that, I want to get in tune with everybody in the class. If you can tune in and speak to us and tell us what you do or what your aspiration is, or what if you have any questions, we'll be free to answer and talk to you about it and build with you, because this is a community of people that we're developing here. This is not we know everything. We learn from each other. So, and it's all about independence. You know, independent thinking, independent learning is a very beautiful thing, because there's no right or wrong answers in independence. You know, because a
Exactly.
lot of things I learned was through trial and error, through actually experiencing, actually getting out there and doing some things, opposed to going to a school or going to, even in beauty college. When I went to beauty college, I learned a lot, but I learned more when I was actually in the game, when I actually was in business. You know, so a lot of things I don't share with you. So being in the game is very important. You can watch from the stands or you can get in the game. So let's get into it. John, you want to share anything while we're waiting? We got Chris Johnson coming up right now.
Yeah, no, I would just say, the best teacher is experience, so
Absolutely.
you're
Absolutely.
doing anything for a long period of time and you're going through ups and downs and experiencing different things, you have a wealth of knowledge of the journey that's valuable to people who are entering in, so
Right.
I feel like never be afraid to speak your truth, and yeah, your experience is valuable.
Right.
Chris,
Absolutely.
is Chris connected?
Yeah, Chris is connected, I think. Peace, Chris. What's going on?
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
I'm sorry, my phone was going off.
No, it's
Can
all
y'all hear me?
good. What's up? Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm hanging in there. I actually was a question I actually put up, but I don't think it went through.
Okay.
When I forgot his name, Al, when he was talking about a lot of his fans are coming from overseas. So my
Mm-hmm.
question was, would that be the same like in the film game if you're doing your short films or you're trying to, and you're just independent and you're trying to get it out there? Because I know nowadays there's some guys that's doing it's called what's it called?
Hold on. Al's back now, so can you ask that question
Okay.
to Al now? Yeah,
Yeah.
Al, he has a question for you.
Yeah, that's even better, because
Is
when
he
you
back?
always
Oh, you
have
heard him.
visual, when you always have visual,
Hey,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
can you hear me? When you always have
Yep.
visual, that's even better. What
Okay.
drove my sales was my videos, and we hit
Okay.
a plateau, a benchmark when one of my videos went over 1 million views, and it was
Okay.
we was kept on just pushing it, and international was just eating. Just to let you know, international overseas love black people. They just
Yeah.
love us
Okay.
to death, and if we got
Okay.
good product,
Yeah.
they just buying it, and they were starting to share it on what really happens on Facebook to really just blow it out of control is when they start sharing it on their page.
Okay.
And
Mm.
I was promoting it and I was spending like $10 to $15, and it got so good I started spending $20 and $25, and it just became a habit, and all of a sudden it just kept on just going. So if you have something like that, like any visual, oh, that's magic right there.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
I feel like content rules. I mean, the perfect example would be Hip Hop Motivation. True story, when Kenyatta started releasing the videos, Kenyatta, like he said, he's very impulsive. So he's like, yo, John, I'm going to release a video every day, every day. And I was like, nah, G, not every day. Spread it out. I'm telling you.
Aaron Michelle was like, yo, take it easy. Take it easy.
He
Yeah.
didn't listen. He didn't listen, but it worked. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
to me, that's a rule in the journey too. Like sometimes you got to trust your gut and do what you feel works for what you're doing. But I agree with Al. Like visuals are king. If you got visuals leading your brand, you're winning.
Right.
Visuals are king.
Yes.
Videos
I
are
mean,
the most. Yeah, videos are
because
the biggest tool online right now.
right, because they got a lot of web series going, now, and one of my favorite ones was Money and Violence, and I'm way in Cali, so
That's
that was just word of mouth. And when I
yeah.
started to watch it, it was grimy. And the guy that actually shot it, he never shot a day in his life. And I've been
Yeah.
doing this since high school. So after
Right.
seeing him just going out and just shooting and saying, you know what, I'm gonna go shoot. And he did it,
Right.
and it was hot. And Jay-Z
Right.
came and said, here's 2 million to shoot season 2, which was
Yeah.
dope. But then after that, it just fell off, and and I believe it was money just issues there. But that
You
was
know,
that was
I think what happened really, I don't think it fell off. I think something else is going to happen, but I feel like the initial spark is
right.
what's the value in it all was the writing. That's what made it so good. Even though it was
And
raw,
you're
it was
right.
the writing. So I feel like his writing is still on point. I know that there'll be more work, but like I said earlier, when you're working and developing something, it takes years to build. So sometimes you could enter in fast but that plateau takes a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
I
they're,
totally understand.
but they're still bubbling, definitely. And you know, being here in New York is funny. They're like ghetto superstars out here. You see them on the train or you know in the hood. Yeah, they like Hollywood superstars off that web
But
series. You know.
right, but I spreaded the word out here going to work because I work. Well, I did at the time. I worked at Amazon. So once I'm telling everyone about it, after we get off of work, we go to just the homie house and we smoking and we throw it on. And now they into it. Now they going back to work. Hey man, y'all ain't seen that? It's like, no, what is it? Now they going to go see it, and it's just spreading like wildfire because the product is just good. I'm not from there. I've never been out there, but seeing that, I feel like I was in Flatbush. And I ain't never been to the East Coast, but every time I see that, I felt like I was in Flatbush, and I had to go on Amazon, and I had to buy it.
Yo, Chris, check this out. Yo, Chris, check this out. I live in Brooklyn. You know how I found out about Money and Violence? I found out about Money and Violence when I was doing shows in London at my peep's house in London, and he put it on out there, showing me a web series based where I live at, and I didn't even know about it.
That's crazy.
So that goes to show you that word of mouth.
Word of
worldwide.
mouth. Absolutely.
Worldwide.
Man, Chris, I appreciate it, man. Keep tuning in with us, man. Stay in touch, man.
Yeah,
Definitely, man.
Well, definitely now because I'm at home half the time.
Send us a link. Send us a link to some of your work. I want to check out what you do.
Definitely. I will do. I'll definitely add you on to my Instagram. I know that I follow Kenyatta and I keep him updated to what I'm doing from what he's teaching to show him that his work is working and we are hearing him and we're doing that. So just want to put that out there. So,
all right. Thank you. Yeah, bro. Peace, man. Yo, Al. So yeah, man, we got when you tuned out, I don't know what happened, but we had that question for you. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna have to get him on the phone.
The
phone was right on time.
Word, right on time. What's up, DC?
Good brothers, how y'all doing?
Man, everything good, man. What's happening with you?
Oh man, I just wanted to come on and and thank you guys. I'm a barber, like you, Kenyatta, and I actually you very inspirational. Chris, I see what you're doing. I see that keyboard over in the cut. That means you super serious. That ain't far from you. And Al, over here dropping jewels. I'm a barber. I'm an author. I wrote a children's book called My Dad Is Just a Barber that I'm really proud of.
Yeah.
Most importantly, I'm a caregiver. Thank you, man. Most importantly, I'm a caregiver for my mother who has Alzheimer's, and I'm a testament to, whatever you got to do, get it done. I wake up in the morning, just like you, Kenyatta, and I want you all to know that this has been very inspirational. Thank you, guys. It's not very often where you could see a quadrant of 4 Black men, whether it be myself speaking or the gentleman ahead of me, that we could sit here and harmonize and speak upon productive stuff without a bunch of whole shit gossiping about.
I ain't really
Al, I picked up some jewels from you, sir. Again, as a independent barber, I do a lot of invoicing for different, I don't like to toot horns, but different A-listers and whatnot. I work with a couple different people. And so, those invoices you got to have. I've been keeping my I've been keeping my receipts from damn Rite Aid and everything. I'm trying to write off every damn thing. I got to buy a Band-Aid. I want to write that bitch.
You got to, Right.
You gentlemen, I'm starting a new business here in Compton, California, and I'm really proud of it. It's called Barbarism the Shop. And we spell that with 2 P's and an E. And Kenyatta, I'd love to get you out there. And just, any of you gentlemen that are in the area, I'm not hard to find. I'm on Instagram.
Oh, yeah. If you're in Compton, you already know. Like, that's easy.
Yeah, you right down the street, homie. You right down the street. I've seen you down there with Redondo whipping that rope.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I got a hood set up. I got 2 pit bulls and a motherfucking punching bag in the back. That's all I need, homie. That's all I need.
You gotta get the work out of it by any means necessary.
Hey, I heard what you said the other day, the gym membership. They ain't getting me. I'm trying to get all my pesos.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, but look, if you do get one, you can write that off too. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yes.
Tell them out. Hey, tell them out.
Yeah.
You know what, man?
Yes,
Hey,
yeah.
see, that's why I'm on here, man. You did.
Yeah.
That right there. That's that CEO mentality that
Word.
you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you,
Look,
guys.
make sure you look. Make sure you hit me on Instagram. Hit me on Instagram, and then we'll politic. We'll exchange numbers and everything. You got you. I mean, because I see you follow me, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'll be the one popping in. I'll be the one popping up in your DM, Pauls, without just saying what's happening, dog. You know, good to see you. See, I had to say, Paul. I had to pause that for my New York brother over there, because you can't just say,
"Oh yeah.
I'm gonna pop up. I'm gonna pop up in your DM like Paul. So
you know,
bro,
man,
we from the West Coast. Right. We West Coast. We get it. And Al, you know, he an OG. Al ain't tripping. But that nigga right there, that nigga that been like popped up in his DM. They done got off the thing.
I got you.
Love,
hey, hit me up. Yeah, peace,
I
bro.
will do that. And everybody, if you would follow me on the gram, I'm under I am barbarism, IZM, and I'll follow you guys back. And let's keep it, keep
absolutely,
that vibe going.
Absolutely.
Bless.
Absolutely. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Hey, David, man, do you think we can play the trailer to the movie The Secret to Ballin, which is also a raw, no budget film that we created, and in connection to the song you guys heard earlier, which is called Amina.
Amina.
Yeah, brother. So, man, Al, tell us.
I want to say this. I want to big up Al, because this is real, man. That jewel. If you're listening and you're like overthinking this whole accounting process, like keeping your books, that jewel that Al said with the card and using your statements, it's the easiest thing in the world. Like, and that's something that I came across myself, because you know what? I use my vehicle for shows, for performances. So it's under the business, gas, miles, etc.
Yep.
All that. I would go through hell just keeping all these gas receipts and trying to it was just crazy. So I said, you know what? I'm paying with card when I go to the station. At the end of the year, I highlight the gas that I paid for on the receipts and on the statement, and those are my, invoices, and I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
And the form, the way that you're doing it, the way you're doing it is what we call in corporate America. Corporate, it's called an expense report.
Exactly.
You give back to the government and say, reimburse me for this. These are my expenses. Reimburse me. What we call expense reports, T&Es. And that's the best way to do it, because I can't keep receipts. I don't do the file cabinet anymore. Everything is on a statement or in my computer, and that's it.
Because you lose those receipts, you lose those little restaurant receipts, and that you lose those receipts. That's what I went through.
And by the way, you send receipts. I do this when I take a friend out to lunch. Those are all write-offs too.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
The business lunches are write-offs.
Totally.
All that. Video expenses.
We got another question.
The write-off. Yeah. But one thing that's most important, I tell people, don't bring the pain home. Don't use your social security number. I tell everybody to go register as a sole proprietorship or LLC. You get more benefits out of that too. LLC is not that much. You can even go with what we call an S corp. S corp is probably like $800, but you get a lot of more benefits with an S corp. But don't use your social security number. If you're doing business like that, try to go LLC or sole proprietorship.
Okay. No doubt. Definitely. What's up, brother? Glenn Costales. Is that how you say it?
Glenn Costales.
Yes, sir. How you doing, brother? Everything's good, man.
I'm a lot older than you guys. In 3 years, I'm going to be 60. But
man.
Wow. Let me tell you, if I would have had what you guys have now, this interaction, it's perfect. I mean, because for most of us, we don't come from money, so you got to earn yours. You have to put your time in, and no bank wants to lend you money. You could always get money on the street at what cost? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm from like Atlantic City, the Pleasantville, New Jersey area.
And, I'm familiar.
we had, you know, a guy in my neighborhood driving around on his license plates. It said tax free. I mean, how bad do you want to get? We had the other guy who I used to play in a basketball league who wore a crown, a gold crown. And this is when they did a special on him on BET. But when you do your podcast and Damon does his, the only bad thing about it is it's not long enough.
Yeah, I've been told that. Yeah,
everybody
absolutely.
You have on you that speaks, they all got knowledge.
Yeah.
So, and I just really appreciate it.
Nah, man, we appreciate you for even like giving us that shout, man. Appreciate you, Glenn. Thank you.
But I have a question.
Absolutely.
Oh.
No, Glenn has a question. Let's bring Glenn back. Yes, sir. Let's bring him back. Send him a little message. Glenn, I see you still there. So, yeah, let's bring you back so you can ask your question. Definitely. Here we go.
I can get in contact with
you there, Glenn?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, start all over. We didn't hear the first part of your question.
Okay.
I realize you only have a short amount of time, and everybody's given so much knowledge for free.
Yes.
I made so many mistakes in my life. You know, I was an ex-pro fighter. I owned under 21 clubs. I had sneaker stores. I had sneaker stores before Jordans came out and Reebok came out. So when I tell you, I'm a dinosaur. But whether I was a sneakerhead then and now, it's never going to change. I am what I am.
No doubt.
But if I wrote a screenplay pertaining to the early 80s when, you know, a guy used to spend $20 a week on a pair of sneakers, and next thing you know, he's spending $500 a week. So I knew I was clocking before. I knew he was clocking way before anybody. And some kids just didn't have that hand up.
Yeah.
So if you can give me an email that I could contact you back,
absolutely,
because your clothing line is I want to put in my movie.
Absolutely.
Product placement is everything.
Absolutely.
I'm giving Nike just nothing. If they ain't going to give me a taste of something, you know, be it beer, be it, you know, whatever they have, they're not going to make it. I'll just turn all the labels. So if you can give me your email, please, I would really appreciate
it. Definitely. It's ballininfo@gmail.com. BALLIN info INFO. Yeah, Ballin, no G. Ballininfo@gmail.com.
Hey guys, I listened to all you, and your wisdom goes beyond your years.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We all put our time in. Black, white, China, whatever. You know, we're just trying to feed our family.
Absolutely.
So, again, I appreciate your time. And gentlemen, I'll still be listening all the time.
Oh, thank you, man. Send me that email too. Let's stay in contact.
Peace, guys. Peace. Take care.
Take care. Oh, you typed it for him. Good looking out, David. Yeah, but man, this is what it's all about, Al. So we do this weekly every Thursday. And what we're doing is we're building a community of people that have an independent mindset. Sure, you can have your job. Sure, you can do what it is. Yeah. So, but we're just really getting people into the mold. Oh, you did. Thank you, man. We just get people in the mold of having an independent mindset, just doing things. If you have your job, make your purpose and your passion your part-time situation until you make it a full-time lifestyle. We got a question from Corey Walker. Barbershop, salon, or real estate. Which investment in 2019 would you invest in? Barbershop, salon, or real estate? Listen, I'll answer first. I'll let John go, then I'll let Al go. For myself, it depends on if you're in the barbering game, if you're in the hair game, to invest in a barbershop is it's good, it's beneficial. But nothing ever beats real estate on any level, whether it's a barbershop or whether it's a house. So, all those are great, really, to be honest with you. I kind of feel like if you're doing rental properties, that's the benefit, which will be kind of close to dealing with a barbershop or a salon, because that's like having rental properties. Because then I had like over 20-something people paying me over $150 a week, and so that turns into they're paying me rent. That's like a rental property. John, what would you say?
I would say the same. I feel like if you can afford, especially to invest in real estate and not live in the property you bought, it becomes an asset. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you live in the house or whatever real estate you bought, and it's,
Right.
If it doesn't have multiple family or multiple use, then it becomes a liability at that point. So
with that 30-year fixed rate and all that, you know what I'm saying? And then you find yourself stuck. What would you say, Al?
I would preach the same thing. Income property, income property, income property. You can never go wrong with income property.
Yeah.
And, when you want to retire and you got all this income property, that's always going to take care of you. You're going to always see that money coming in.
Yes.
Always.
Yes. But there again, you know what I'm saying? If I must say, the best investment is self-investment, making sure that you're educating yourself thoroughly on whatever it is you're doing. Because education is what increases your value, whether you know it or not. We got Shea Enterprises Incorporated, Hot Shot Trucking, or Auto Repair Shop. Which one is the best investment? Hot Shot Trucking, I'm not really familiar with what Hot Shot Trucking is, but an auto repair shop, that's another great question. I still say again, it's whatever your purpose is, and then there's nothing wrong with investing in your purpose to where you're actually owning the building that you're working in, or providing your service. You guys agree? Or
Agree.
Yeah. Oh, he's connecting actually, so he'll be able to break down what Hot Shot Trucking is for us. That'd be dope. But we got about a good 6 minutes left. Anybody have any questions? Anybody want to chime in? We're welcome. We're open to it. You know what I'm saying? We really appreciate everybody in the building. We're going to be doing this every week. Like I said, we're building a community of people that share and give insight, give their input, because everyone in this room right now has something to teach. You best believe that. Everyone has something to teach, because we're all unique pieces of the same source energy, which is the Most High God to a lot of people. Just understand we all have something to teach. So we got Corey Walker. What up, Corey? What's happening with you, brother?
Oh no, how y'all doing, Kings?
What's up, bro?
Up?
Hey, Kenyatta, I first met you in New York with the seminar. And this was
right. I remember that. Yeah, that was back with the Hobbiton Gallery.
Man, I'm from the Bay Area, so I flew out there. Just long story short, y'all inspired me to get back into barbering because I was breaking my back doing this moving company. But so did you have a salon and a barber shop, or like how did you do both?
I had both. I had a salon, and it had both barbers and beauticians. There were different times where I had more barbers than beauticians, but most of the time, I always kept more beauticians in my salon, because I understand like the feminine element always brings and attracts more clients. At first I was just hiring barbers, and it was getting crazy, because when you got too many men involved in the business, they start saying anything off the wall, but that's when you come in and you have your rules in place. And I always made sure I had very, very thorough rules that everybody had to follow, no matter what, or how cool I was with you. Because the name of the game is about respect in any business. And it got so deep, Al can tell you as well as John, I never played curse music, curse hip hop, profanity in my salon. Like it was always clean hip hop. Right. I played hip hop. Right. It was so crazy. I had a clean version of Lil' Kim's album, Hardcore, and you know what that's all about. You know what I'm saying? So it got serious. I had NWA clean. If it was hip hop and it was playing in the salon, It had to be clean because you get you have to understand like the female element always attracts business. It's just the way it is. It always attracts business on all levels. Yeah. Do you have your own salon?
No, I'm a licensed barber for 2 years. I just renewed my license. I just started my LLC. Shout out to Al. I just started my LLC this year. But I plan on because I take if you guys heard of Jay Morrison Academy, I've been taking that on investing and wholesaling, and this is a lot of good knowledge on there. I'll send y'all the link if y'all want to log in and check it out.
Send that to me. Yeah, I've heard of it, man. I think this class is really dope. Yeah,
a lot of good information, and they do a live call on Wednesdays where you could call in and ask the instructors. But I plan on getting a 3-unit barbershop at the bottom, 3 units on top. That's still residential, and you could still get an FHA loan with that. So I plan on I'll probably do the salon / barbershop like you did.
I see you've been doing your homework.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I started this LLC.
You in Oakland?
I'm in Sacramento. I stay in Sacramento. It's cheaper out here. I'm from the Bay. It's way
I got family up there. I knew. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and Kenyatta, if I could say, touching on that, that's one topic we need to get on to about this investment, because like Corey was saying right here, that FHA, first time buyers, 5% down, we really got to start buying up some property, man. And this was really good for me today. Talking to Kenyatta, I've always been a corporate type guy, running and trying to say, I'm making 6 figures, but I never was happy. And today to come on here and see you brothers on here doing your independent thing, it just makes me like, screw corporate America. I'm going to start doing it independent. I'm not going to chase that money like that no more because I wasn't happy. Making the money and not happy, it don't mean nothing, And Kenyatta has been stealing in me like, man, you got to do this, Al. You got to do this. And coming on here today, you brothers inspired me today.
Oh, man, absolutely, man. We appreciate you coming through. And, hey, if you're around next week, we want you back because it's like I said, I want you to. It's a community of different people, man. Yeah, Corey, I appreciate you, man. I know you went out fast.
Yeah. This is power right here, man. This is power.
Agreed. Big time. And I would say all the people tuned in, not even being funny, your homework for the week, tell at least one more person to join this conversation. Let's grow it. I know I've been spending time to just tell people, so let's all collectively like put the word out, let people know that this is a community conversation. We want to know who you are out there. What are your entrepreneurial aspirations, what you're doing out there.
Absolutely. We're going to take one more question. We got Chris. Let's see. I think that's all we have time for, too. And then we're going to have you guys give up your handles where they can locate you at. I don't know what happened. Music question. Let's say I have music copywritten that I myself produce. What should be the first step to selling my music? That's a great question. Thank you, Chris.
That is a great question. I feel like the first step to selling your music, you got it copywritten, is creating an arsenal of marketing tools to keep the campaign going. I feel like a lot of people just put it up and put it out there and don't have a plan. So I feel like get your plan to how you're going to reach your audience. If you don't have an audience, then you're starting from square one. And you're starting, from the bottom, building it on up. But respect the process and continue to nurture and build that audience with tools like these online marketing services and advertising through social media. But that's would be my thing. Get your plan together.
Absolutely. You want to add on that, Al? You want to add to that?
No, I just like you were saying, Facebook. But you got to spend the time. You can't just put it on there and think it's going to run itself.
Oh yeah.
You got to spend the time, and you got to show your fans you appreciate them. If like I said, many times I said at the computer, nodding off, and just
absolutely.
I am. You got to put the work in.
Absolutely. Look, tell the people where they can reach you at, Al. Give them your Facebook handle and anything else you want to give them so they can reach out to you. Like I said, I want you here next week if that'll be cool. We'd love to have you.
Okay. My Facebook is at McCoy Music. My IG is My McCoy Music, and my website, my webpage is al-mccoy.com. That's al-mccoy.com.
Dope.
No
John Robbins.
Yeah, at Who Is JR on social media, and website thejohnrobinsonproject.com.
Dope. And we'll be here next week. Me and John will be here. You know to reach me, hip_hop_motivator. If you want to reach out to me, hit me at ballininfo@gmail.com. I appreciate everybody in the building. We're going to do this again next week. You'll see me on the Poppington Gallery next week as well. Shout us out. Tell a friend. The same way I build clientele is the same way we're asking you to bring people in, one person at a time. Okay? So we appreciate everybody in the building. Thank you for enjoying another edition of the Secret to Ballin Masterclass. Make sure you check out the movie The Secret to Ballin, as well as Bump Assassin Skincare. And also you got to get, you already know, Culture Vultures, the book. It's available now on Amazon, www.culturevulturesthebook.com. Check us out. Peace.